Hey, good evening, everyone. Hey, so welcome to tonight's call. It is Sunday, October 29th, and let's start off with some wins and gratitudes. Who has a win or a gratitude they would love to share with us?
Tell us who you are first.
Oh, me? Me? I'm Wendy. Wendy Hyatt. Sorry. I'm Wendy Hyatt. I'm in Boston-ish. And yeah, happy to be here. I saw Mary waving her hand. Please share your win or gratitude.
Hi, thanks. I just wanted to basically give a shout out and thank Jessica Texera. I did a sip and sample on Saturday, and she was so helpful for me and very supportive from the day I said that I wanted to do it right straight through all of yesterday. She had to leave a little bit early. She had an emergency with a client, but she gave me some really good tips on things to do next time, and I will take that to heart. So thanks.
That's awesome. Was that your very first sip and sample, Mary?
Yes, it was.
Congrats. How do you feel?
Thanks. I did it at a hair salon, so even though it was a Saturday, it really wasn't a very busy Saturday. But I had a few conversations, and my sister-in-law actually works there, and her daughter and her boyfriend came in, and the boyfriend works at a gym, and he said that he would talk to the owners to see if I might be able to set up a table and do the same thing there. So
Awesome.
That's an awesome contact. Beyond that, it was relatively quiet.
Hey.
But I'll take it.
Yeah. So you did it. You did your very first sip and sample. That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. And you made some connections with that. So that's business. That's what business is all about. Good for you. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks.
Who else has a win or gratitude they'd like to share? Vinny, please.
I think I'm going to share about our sip and samples. We've had 3 weeks in a row on Wednesday nights, and I have to say that the turnout has been phenomenal. Yes, I will say it's been mainly associates that show up, or people that already use Isogenics products. So only a few new people, but still, even the new people that showed up were very interested in, and everybody that showed up learned something new, because every week we had different people presenting different products, and everybody has their own take on things. So a lot of people learned a lot of new things they didn't think they knew about our products that have been around for a while.
That's beautiful. I love it. And that's the beauty of having people get together, right? We learn from each other. That's awesome. Thank you. Who else has a winner gratitude?
Sophia, don't make me call you out.
Well, since I got called out, I just shared on my personal page via live that I was able to knock out my student loan debt in the past 2 years and paid off over $67,000 in student loans. And with the help of Isogenics, was still able to travel and go run Disney races in costumes and raise money with my sister for Autism Speaks and get fed during my unemployment times. And yeah, it's a huge milestone as far as knocking out student loans, but also finding a community and a side hustle that still allowed me to live while making big financial accomplishments.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot.
That's incredible. That is the beauty of network marketing and residual income in effect. Wow. Caleb says drink some Ionics.
There's
Wow.
Onyx had.
Yeah. Is there an emoji that that's kind of like the wow emoji, but where you're like your jaw's just on the floor? Yay! Thank you, Sophia. Sophia, nice to meet you. Sorry, that was for Kayla, for Cynthia. Sorry. Okay. Wow, I'm speechless. Do we go on? Do we share another one? Someone else. Winner of gratitude.
Right. I was when I saw her post her video today, I was so excited about just seeing we go, why do we do what we do? That's why we do what we do. Because how cool is that story? And so we're just so proud of you, Sophia. Well, congratulations.
Yes. Mona.
Without totally hijacking this call, I want to remind everyone that it took me 6 months of handing her samples every time she would come visit me because she was using another shake product. And I kept giving her samples and I kept saying, but this is working and this will make you feel good and you're going to get faster and you're going to break that weight plateau and just put some of this in your body. And she said she wanted to run a fast half marathon. And I said, I will train you, but only if you start putting this stuff in your body. And she was like, okay, because I want you to train me, I will. And so it really did start with me giving her 50,000 exposures for her to finally say yes. So when you think you're bugging people, give them the 50,000 exposure. Because what if that not only helps them run a faster race, but then in 2 years they can say, my life has been changed dramatically because of this little guy. So it's just something to think about as you start thinking, oh my gosh, I'm asking them again and again and again and another sample, and another sample, and another sample. It works. So keep pushing, guys.
Keep
Because
pushing.
eventually it works.
I'm adding on to that. I remember when Tom, my older brother, signed up with Isogenics, and he signed on with a total stranger at that point in Las Vegas. And I remember being in Refugio, Texas, sitting with him poolside and him telling me he signed up with Isogenics. He kind of told me the compensation plan, and I was like, not doing it. And I had just signed on with a different company. And I was like, I'm not doing it. And Mona kept feeding me these great samples, and Tom was just in my ear. And finally I was like, okay, let's get online. Let's order something. And it did really take 50,000 exposures from my own siblings who I trust with my entire life. And here I am, 60 pounds lighter and running fast half marathons and knocking out debt. So keep pushing, guys. It really does work.
Wow. 50,001 exposures. All right. I got to keep going. So worth it.
It is.
I love these wins and gratitudes, by the way. How long do you go for them? As I really am enjoying this. Anyone else would like to jump out?
I'll do one.
Yes, Paul. Thank you.
So a little gratitude for JoJo. I did the, I won't say it's unspeakable, but if for those of you that are watching, don't try this at home. I helped Kevin enroll his first associate or first preferred customer. Somebody looks very promising. She has connections overseas, which is really cool, in a place that we're going to be opening in relatively soon. So her package got delivered, or did it not get delivered? It said it was delivered, but it never showed up. Calls back and forth to customer service, weren't doing anything. And this was all, I wasn't aware of this until about a week later because I didn't follow up. So in a panic, I called JoJo. She got on the horn customer service, came back, and it was rectified the next day. So if you're going to help anybody, follow up with that anybody. Doesn't matter who it is. If you're reaching in your downline, follow up, follow up, follow up. Thanks, JoJo.
Yeah, that's a great point, Paul. I love that. You just reminded me to follow up with someone I just know. It's hard when they're not on Facebook. It's challenging. Alrighty. Okay. So thank you so much. Now we will move on to sharing our 30-second stories. And I know Mary has a 30-second story that she would like to share with us. Mary?
Sure. Thank you. Before Isogenics, I was always exhausted, depressed, and carrying around a lot of weight that I didn't need. My friend Lisa introduced me to Isogenics, and since I've been using the products, I have much more energy. I sleep better at night, and I've lost a lot of that weight, and I'm gaining muscle. So that's my story.
Awesome. Wow. Love it. You're so relaxed when you said it. It's fantastic.
I have a cheat sheet I'm looking at.
That's okay. How do you feel about saying it?
It's all true, so I have no problem with it.
Awesome. That's great. I love it. Congrats, Mary.
Thank you.
Who else would like to do who would like to share their 30-second story, like to practice it? Maybe they haven't done one yet and they want to get some feedback.
Let's ask this question. Who would like to do a 30-second story workshop so you can craft a 30-second story? Anybody? Anybody have interest in that?
Show of hands. I'm going to scroll.
All right.
A couple people.
Awesome.
Good. Stacy wants to do a workshop. Cool. All right. Does anyone else have a quick 30-second story? I will share one. Thanks, Wendy. Before Isogenics, I was exhausted. I was losing muscle mass, and I felt uncomfortable in my own skin. I was introduced to Isogenics by my prospect who reverse prospected me, Joshua Dunsky, and I've been using the products and systems for over three years now. As a result, I actually have more energy than I ever thought was possible. I have more lean muscle, and I love the body that I'm in. I can't get over how happy I am with this. And I feel like more people should feel amazing. They should feel confident, and they should feel strong. Thank you. That was a little longer than 30 seconds. Got excited. Thomas, do you have one? I like your smile, so I picked on you.
Am I unmuted now, I guess?
Yes.
My 30-second story actually goes way too long, but I guess before Isogenics, it's a way weird story. Anyways, I started with Isogenics in order to kind of lose some weight. Needed something me and my wife could both do, and we thought we were looking good, and baby number 3 was on the way, and so we switched, got off the products, weight came back, and we started back on them, and found out about the income opportunity and haven't looked back since.
Nice.
And there's
Very
like
nice.
6 marathons in there somewhere.
That's awesome. Just 6 marathons. Amazing. Thank you. That's awesome. So Dan just said that he has a Wednesday night practice call that we could do 30-second story practices in. That's cool. Love it. Jojo?
So for those of you who don't know, Mona and Tomas and Sophia have created this challenge thing that we've been doing like every 28 days. And so the next one that's coming up is November 1st. We just finished off the one that was in October. That was called Ball Fitness Challenge. And the next one's called Holiday Hustle. So we're doing several things. There's a group that's created. In order to be a part of the group, you have to agree to do one of the workouts there, and there are several workouts that are given. There's also going to be a couch to 5K coaching. We have several experienced runners in the group that are going to teach us all about shoes and running and pacing and all the things that we need to know to be able to complete a 5K within the next 60 days. I guess it's not really 68 days, 56 days, right? Is that what it is? And one shake a day. So the requirement is one shake a day, and take a picture of something that you're doing every single day. So running, working out, take a picture of your shake. We don't care. It's a motivational group in order to get everybody moving and putting in at least one good meal every single day. So for somebody who has been on the fence, has been looking at, maybe the money is too much, whatever, this is a way to expose them to this entire group of fitness challengers, also motivation, and really experienced people who've been doing this and teaching us how to run. That's all free. All they have to do is agree to do one shake a day. And so that's a pretty cool deal when you think about, what it costs to be involved in something like that on the outside. So it's a great value. They've done a great job putting it together. And so if anybody wants to be involved in that, it's going to kick off the 1st. They have to agree to all of that prior to be added into the group. So if they're not on shakes yet, they got to get enrolled and have their shakes at least on the way. And so anybody who wants to be involved in that, then you got to just reach out to one of us so we can get you added into the group. But so it's been a great, I've watched how it went through the last one, and it's really, it's been a really not only good business building piece, but a really good support and value for the people who are being involved. And we're seeing order baskets go up from the beginning because people are adding in Cleanse and Isopro and different things. So cool. So thank you guys for putting that together. It's been really great. And that's just, also anybody who has done a sip and sample from October 1st or does one before December 25th, please reach out to me and let me know, because I'm adding everybody into a raffle for some cool stuff. So if you're doing a sip and sample, then reach out to me and let me know. And every time you do one, you get a new entry in. So there's going to be some cool icy gear. We all love our icy gear. So some cool stuff that's coming. So let me know who's doing them, and so we can get you entered into the raffle. All right, Wendy, back to you.
Okay, great. Well, lots of good stuff going on here. So thank you again, JoJo, for giving me the opportunity to share something about my life that's going on right now. And typical JoJo / David Woods style. You contact me 30 minutes beforehand and say, do you want to help out? Sure. So of course I go into this panic mode and I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'm like, oh boy, okay, what am I talking about? So I wanted to share with you something that I'm going through right now, which is my peak week, training for a competition, and how it relates to my business. And so today is my first day of my peak week. And for those who don't know, in the fitness competition world, this is the week that is very dialed in, and it's no messing around, and you're following a very strict exercise program and very strict food nutrition program, and supplements as well too. And there's like you're playing around with your water intake and all those details, let alone the little things about leading up to the actual day that beautify you. And I wanted to share so this is my 5th and 6th shows that I'm getting ready for. And I've noticed a big difference in myself, in my mindset, and just the way that I'm showing now. So in the past, when I first started competing, I thought, and isogenics was the reason why I began competing, because people were telling me I look great and I must do a lot of workouts, and I hadn't been. So I just decided, why don't I start working out? Since I have no other incentive, let me choose a fitness competition because I've seen other people do it. Other moms have done it, so why not me? And when I began, I found a coach who I liked, but I had, to be honest, I had this hubris. Does anyone know what hubris means? Yeah, it just means that you're arrogant. So here I am coming from an exercise nutrition, exercise physiology background, and I'm like, you know what? I got this. I know what I'm doing. You know, people tell me I look great, so I must look great, and I don't need to follow everything that my coach is telling me. When that comes to business, how many of you have ever looked up to somebody and sought out their advice, and then just decided to follow the things that you just wanted to do? and thinking, thank you, Anna, thank you, Mona, and said, you know what, I was like, you know what, I'll take whatever I want to, and then just kind of fudge it and just say, yeah, I'm following along. But when it comes to a show, when you're up on stage in a micro bikini, if you cheat on your nutrition or your workouts, it just shows. And I wasn't placing the way I was. So last year, I was fortunate enough to turn pro, and from where I was playing. Thank you, Jojo. I was playing with novices and people who were amateurs, and of that group, I felt like I no longer. It sounds so terrible. I felt like I was good enough, and I was better than. I was showing better than other people. So when I went into my very first pro show, people had warned me that this was like playing in the big league. It's a totally different ball game. I'm like, whatever, I got this. And when I went to that first show, I was like, I showed up. I didn't practice as much as I did. And I was like, oh my goodness, everyone on this stage back here looks phenomenal. And I was shaking in my booties. So when I relate that to my business, I think about how I used to think about doing my business behind the scenes, like behind a computer. And when people who I've started to coach didn't want to go to events, that to me was like, how do you not go to events? You can't get the whole picture. You don't know what the successful people are doing. You don't know what they're thinking. It's like, I can't explain to you what that's like. But once I went to an event, I just got hooked. I was like, I want to learn more from these people. So I digress. Another thing that I was before, how I viewed prepping for a show was everything costs a lot of money. There's more. My coach had said, instead of working out once a week, how about we work out twice a week? I think you would benefit from that. I'm like, she's just trying to take my money, and I don't really see the benefit. Just tell me what to do, and I'll just go do it on my own. This time around, I realize that when I'm with someone keeping me accountable, I am focusing on my form better. I'm making corrections better. So if I'm working in my business with someone on a closer level, and they're giving me feedback on how to like just course correct a little bit, just tweak things a little bit, that's going to get me further much quicker than me trying to figure it out on my own, right? Has anyone else felt that way? If you listen to someone who actually knows what they're doing, you get there faster. Yeah, so I've learned that I'm going to invest. Sometimes I'm so thick-skinned and I'm so stubborn that I need to put some skin in the game, which in my world means a little bit of money. I need to put some money down to actually hold my feet to the fire. Jojo, what a great concept. Do what your coach says. It's amazing what happens. Yes. In so many ways. I mean, and it sometimes it's just the smallest tweak. So I started training with her twice a week. In the past, I had hemmed and hawed, and I was like really dreading it. And I was like, okay, the last 2 weeks I will go twice a week with you. But this time around, I started doing twice a week much sooner. And oh my goodness, I'm noticing quicker gains. And the whole money aspect, some people think that events are expensive. They can be expensive if you see them as an expense. But I think of, college was expensive. It's so expensive, yet it's acceptable to spend that amount of money, and you come out with a huge amount of debt. Like, what sense does that make? But when you put in that investment to events, you learn so much faster, you're more excited about it, and you actually are getting something in return. Because on average, every time you bring someone to an event, that's what, like, you add $1,000 to your income that year. So think about having 2 people there, 5 people there, the next time 10, and they share and repeat. It's contagious. You can't do that with college. You tell more people to go to college, you're still in debt. So I see it now as, when I first started competing as an amateur, I was thinking, what's the least amount of money I could put in? What's the least amount of time I could put in to get that result? And that wasn't really getting me anywhere. I got lucky because I actually did start seeing that when I put some effort into it, I was getting some better result. But for instance, I don't like asparagus. My point is, sorry. Sorry. This is a point that I want to make. Sometimes there are things that are so uncomfortable and inconvenient, but you do it for a reason. So I have avoided asparagus my entire life. Does anyone, who else hates asparagus? Oh, you all love asparagus? Oh, okay. Does anyone else's pee smell funny when you eat asparagus? Show of hands. Don't keep me hanging. Okay, good. Okay, you guys like that smell? You crazy? Okay, you'll eat my asparagus. Thank you, Jojo. I avoided asparagus at all costs because I did not like that smell. And I could even eat like one little stick of asparagus, and that was enough to change the smell of my pee. I know, TMI. For the show, I have to eat asparagus twice a day, every day. And I was like, excuse me? And I've tried many ways to fit in other types of greens, but no. As a pro, I am embracing the asparagus. Cutting up lots of asparagus to eat, and that's only going to last me 2 days, that much. And I heard people at my posing class today, they're novices, they've never done it before, and they're like, I hate asparagus, and I don't like sweet potatoes, it's so painful. And I'm like, I used to think that way too, but now it's all mindset. It's like, it's a necessary evil or inconvenience for the moment, but you're doing it for a reason. You're doing it to get the result that you want. And if you're a pro, if you're serious about it, then it's not an inconvenience. You just see it as, that's just a speed bump. You're looking at the bigger picture. You're not staring at the little things that make it so uncomfortable, right? So those are some things that oh, yes, Kami, you're different. Yes, Jojo, you are network marketing professional. And that's the way we think. It's not about, we don't think about the little speed bumps along the way as obstacles, as reasons to not do it. People like Kami and people who are just so focused, they know their why, they know their bigger picture, all that stuff. The asparagus is just little. It's not a big deal. Who cares? And something that helped me was like just changing your mindset around it. A friend of mine, I said, I just can't get over the smell. I hate asparagus. This is when I used to use the word hate. And he was like, well, what is it about it? And I said, it's a smell. And he said, what if every time you smelled that smell, it was a sign of your body getting leaner? It was a sign of your body losing that water weight and getting you to the body that is ready for the show, for the stage. I was like, oh, okay. And that was it. That's all I needed to hear to just change that record in my head. Yes, I'm a network marketing professional. We all are. The difference it's a difference in action steps. That's good. Yes. And also changing our mindset around the things that seem difficult or uncomfortable. So those were the things that I was thinking about today as I was getting ready for my show. Our mindset will change our action steps. Asparagus is such a blessing to you. I get to eat it. Yes, I have a coach teaching me little things that make a big difference. Yes. So that's what I wanted to share. I love this. I'm so grateful for this nutrition. I'm grateful for JoJo giving me this opportunity to blab to you guys. And I hope you guys got something from it to relate it to your business. I use these competitions as my inspiration for just bettering myself. And I find that a business coach before had told me that our brand on Facebook should be evolving every 90 days. Just like Apple comes out with a new phone, people want to follow someone who is going places, someone who is constantly on a journey and improving themselves. That's more fun. People want to see their story and yours. And I hope, and this is the way that I do it. You don't have to do fitness competitions. You don't need to be in a micro bikini. You got to find something that inspires the heck out of you. Because when you're in a funk, like it's easy to get in a funk on a daily basis. To re-inspire myself, I look for things, and when I share them, I find that it inspires other people. What inspires you? I want to hear from you. What's something that inspires you? Whether it's a story, whether it's talking to people, whether it's a motivational video.
Hey, something real quick, Wendy. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Chad.
I don't sound like a chipmunk?
No.
Okay, good. So, freedom, in a word, being able to get up in the morning and create your day the way you want it and not have someone else telling you what to do, when to do it.
Awesome. How do you show?
Happen, huh?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And that happened on day 2 and day 3 and day 4 and indefinitely.
Nice. How do you show freedom on a daily basis?
How do I show it?
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know what? It's a very good question, Wendy. And honestly, because I haven't yet busted free myself, the way I show it is in my attitude when I'm in the job environment. But it's tough. I'll be honest with you, it's tough to show it.
Okay.
To show that because I know that this is going to create freedom for every single person on this call. I know it in my heart of hearts. You keep going with this, you're going to be free. You're going to bust free. But it's tough at times when you're still in the group. Like it's Sunday night. It's 9:00 Sunday night, and I'm thinking about. Part of me is like, dude, I have to get up tomorrow and go. I'm still in the groove of needing to work for someone else to create an income. A portion of that income is fueling our business, but I'm not yet free. So it's tough to show that you're free when you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's difficult. I think we've had this conversation before, actually, to have that mindset of being free when you're not. When it's mindset. It's a mindset, nothing else.
Cool. So can I just share? You said freedom inspires you, correct?
Yep.
And I'm thinking of ways to keep ourselves inspired on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
If freedom inspires you, can you find things that represent freedom to post about?
Yes. My kids.
Cool.
Free spirits, man, especially our middle.
Cool.
If he doesn't want to do it, he's not going to do it. He's just he's free.
Cool.
And they're free to think. They're free to dream.
Love it. Can I make a suggestion?
Oh, absolutely.
Post about that.
About how free they are.
Post about the theme freedom.
Huh.
On a daily basis. One thing that reminds you of freedom.
Dude, Wendy, you're awesome. That's such a good idea.
Cool.
And the neat thing about that is it's a boomerang effect. You post it, you're thinking about it, then you're posting about it, you're putting it out there. So your mind is wrapping itself even subconsciously around that, not even that word, but more that concept and that vision and that life.
You got it.
That's cool, man.
You got it.
You're wicked smart.
Insta inspiration.
Not only are you a PA and a pro fitness star, look at that, man. Jeepers. Thank you, Wendy.
Yeah, you're welcome. Go get it. Caleb, you said the future. Tell me about that.
I think the most inspiring thing is just knowing what the work that we're putting in now is going to pay off in the future. So keep going at that, so that that you can make the future real.
Love it. And I just wanted to say that I took some time I made a point to listen to the recording from last Sunday and love it. Yeah. You definitely gave me the chills too. And I'm sure everyone on the call was like, if I only knew what Caleb knew at your age. But you give me hope that our future is going to be awesome. And you give me hope that my kids can be like you.
They'll get it. They'll get it.
Thank you. Stop making me cry.
Okay,
Right.
While we have Caleb there, I know that
Yes.
he had a question, and he posed a question, and so maybe if we take a little time to answer his question, it'll help some other people too.
Yeah, so my question is just, what are some of your guys' like favorite, or what you think's the best way to go out and invite our cold market prospects to hear what we have to say when we're in public?
So is it, how do we approach them? How do we invite them to the opportunity?
Yeah, more so, I guess not so much approach, but kind of trying to weave this into our conversations.
Can I shoot out a suggestion?
Go ahead.
Just ask questions. The more questions you ask, the more they're going to open up, and eventually they're going to share something with you that's going to trigger a thought in your mind of, oh, well, I have a solution for that. And then you can ask another question and kind of go down that path of them realizing that you can help them out.
Right. Yeah, I feel like I've more so been weaving what I've been doing into a conversation and making them ask me questions about what I'm doing, as opposed to trying to figure out more so what they want.
Oh, that's a great notice, Caleb. Can I share something that I found that like hit me square in the head? So it's interesting. It basically just get back to being like your little brother and sister, like be 4-year-olds and ask the question why. Go 4 layers deep. So if someone says, oh man, I want to lose 10 pounds. Why do you want to lose 10 pounds? Why is that important to you? And then they'll say, well, I don't know, maybe it's like I have a reunion coming up, and why is it important for you to lose the 10 pounds for your reunion? And it sounds counterintuitive, like you're being annoying, but most people have never been asked those deep questions, and it gives them a chance to pause and reflect. And you showing that you're actually interested in them is going to make them open up to you more. And then in turn, they're more apt to listen to you when you have a solution. I know that was just about weight loss, but they're, maybe they want to go on vacation or something. Yeah. So that's the whole concept of like, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen twice as much as we talk. Does that help?
Yeah. Be more interested than interesting. I like that.
It stops us from doing the verbal vomit thing where we just spew what we're doing all over someone else, because we're so excited about it and we want to get the message across to them. But perhaps really they are interested in something completely different than we are, and to be able to ask them questions, you'll be able to then create a solution for that, because we have solutions for all of it. Almost everything that somebody's going to throw out there, we're going to be able to have a solution for. And I always find that it's, when we get into the conversation that, if they're open. So are you open? Are you open to a solution to fixing that? Sometimes people just want to complain. So, all right, do you just want to complain, or, are you really looking for a solution for that? Because if you're really looking for a solution and you're open, perhaps we could talk about that, right? And so that's a lot on the product side, but how many conversations are you having about like student debt and finances and things like that?
All of them.
Right? Because what you guys are going through, I mean, what did you say they're charging you $75 in case somebody steals something?
Right. Yep. Yearly.
Nice.
So I'll be sure to grab extra coffee mugs so I can make some, I'm paying for it anyway.
Wow. Right. It's been interesting. Dave sort of gave us a different thought process a couple of weeks ago when we were thinking about being our own owner and our only customer. And so, how many people are thinking about getting out of school and being out of debt, getting out of school and starting their own business, being out of, most of the time we're thinking about, oh my gosh, I hope I just get a good job, and how am I going to pay off all this debt? And so we can show people how to, so if I could show you a way to invest $150 to $175 into something that you're already doing. So you're already spending money on food. You're already spending money on Starbucks. You're already spending money on 5-hour energy. So if I could show you a way to just transfer that money over into something else, you could have your own business for $150 to $175 a month with no extra money put out, and we'll just teach everybody how to have breakfast together. And you do that, and I'll do that, and as everyone does that, it creates an income for all of us. And it seems really simple, but really we are our only customer. So we're only using our product. I'm only using mine, Vinny's only using his, you're only using yours. I don't go buy 400 canisters of Shake and Try and go sell them to somebody. We just use our own. We have no inventory. So when you look at this business model, it seems really simple, but to be able to go, if I could show you a way that you could have your own business, create another source of income with the lowest overhead, because you're already spending the money anyway, we're just transferring it over. You're still going to get to eat. It's not like you're taking $175 a month and not getting to eat. Right? Now you're starving, right? We're getting the best food. So it's just a thought process of, what, as you're having the conversation, if I could show you a way, would you be open? And that can be with anything. So if I could show you a way to lose 15 pounds, would you be open? As you're understanding what it is that they want.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Seems really stupid simple, but it's seriously, right?
Right.
It's a good thing we recorded this, huh, Caleb?
Yeah. No, we're going back.
The 45-minute mark. That's awesome. That's a great question because it comes up for everybody.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever talked to anybody specifically about, them wanting to be a preferred customer or just in it for the weight loss or performance. It's all about the money here.
Cool.
Yeah. So
then what's your experience?
The biggest objection is that initial fee. Trying to get, if they physically can't do at least like 220 so I can get a PIB, then, mention, okay, you can do it for a little bit less, but there's still, there's so many people that are interested, but just don't have the money to buy that pack. So it's tough, but.
How many of them have iPhones?
All of them.
How many of them are getting the iPhone 8?
A lot of them.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They got money for that, though.
Right.
And it's not going to pay them anything unless they get a package from Isogenics through the phone.
They can't eat that iPhone.
No.
They could try, but I don't think it's going to. But so to think about just transfer if you go through the question, and I love, that's one of the things that your dad does so well is, what are you already spending on breakfast? What are you already spending on lunch? What are you spending on coffee and e-shots? And so if we look at what they're already doing, in the majority of cases, we can transfer that over. And what's cool is no matter how much we make, that never goes up. So you can make $100 a week and it's, we're paying so much. We can make $1,000 a week and we're still paying that same amount. You can make 7 figures a year like Dave and you're still paying that same $150. So it's an income opportunity like no other, because typically when you make more money, you have to invest more money. Typically when you make more money, you have to invest more time. It's the exact opposite here. And so when we can help others see that, that's a great question, Jody. How many are athletes?
Caleb. Go ahead.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
Most of them are athletes or like to hit the gym. So most of them have been on the performance pack, the new one.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb, how long did it take you to see the opportunity to really get it?
Celebration is when it kind of clicked.
Right, to see it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's a good reference point when you're speaking to your fellow classmates, because they haven't been to Celebration yet and they don't have a dad who has been eating, breathing, dreaming, farting this stuff. So
That's true.
So yeah. So I think my point is just to be patient with them and like Mona and Tomas has done, it's like 50,000 times of sharing it in different ways. Right? So cool. FFF them. Feel, felt, found them. I know how you feel. It sounds like a lot of money. I felt the same way too.
Wendy, can I chime in real quick? Is that okay?
Please do.
Just someone wrote something in the chat that was very poignant, that when you're talking with someone about these foods, you really want to, like you said, reiterate the fact that they're not paying more money for their food. The message said that I replaced a lot of what I was spending on groceries with this isogenics food. So it's not all of it, but I just liked how that was stated. I replaced a lot of what I was spending on groceries with the isogenics foods. That was pretty cool. Just want to share that.
Okay. Any other comments, questions, feedback?
Did that help at all, Caleb?
Yeah, it did. It did. Just gotta keep going.
The questions are a huge thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Be more interested than interesting. That's probably my biggest takeaway.
And you're getting it now, or most people it takes them a good year or two to be like, oh, I gotta listen to them. I gotta hear what they're saying. Okay, cool. So Tomas is saying, I assume kids live off snacks and energy drinks, bars and e-shots, coffee go a long way, and ionics. And replenish is a great hangover cure. Oh, so true. Not that I know, but cool. So I think we're getting close to time, and I just wanted to say thank you for allowing me to share, and I hope something. Thank you, Caleb, for the question. That question never gets old, by the way. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you got something out of the analogy. Hi, Ange.
Great call, Wendy. Thank you.
Thanks, Chad. Thanks for the thanks, Kevin. Katie. Anything else any announcements, Jojo?
I think that was the only one. It was about the challenge, and then about the sip and samples. So people are already sending me their sip and sample dates. So.
Oh, cool.
Vinny, I think Vinny's got his hand up.
Oh, Vinny, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd just like to add something. You mentioned earlier about events and how important events are. And I just want to stress that not only are events important, but being present at events is the most important thing. I mean, how many events have we all been to, say New Year's kickoff or celebration? We go out in the hallway. There's a zillion people in the hallway just inaugurating, standing around talking. Did you ever notice of those people? You don't see the top owners and those top earners of the company in those crowds normally. They're normally in their seats listening to whatever presentation is going on. And there's a reason for that. They're taking notes, as Jojo just said, but because they understand the importance of being at these events, and even one little tidbit of information they may miss while they're roaming the hallways. And we just, I can't stress enough, yes, it is very important to get to events, but it's more important to be present while you're at the events. You cannot learn anything while you are in the hallway drinking 3 cups of coffee in a row and talking to a group of 20 people while 2.5 hours clicks by inside of that room. You just can't learn anything that way. So that's all I wanted to add. Not only are events important, but being present at events is even more important. And I know this because I missed a lot of time in my early years standing in those hallways and talking to people and not learning anything.
I will say every now and then you might find somebody really interesting in the hallway, like when you're not supposed to be out there. So grab them and take them and learn as much as you can in the hallway if you do. Always learn. And I also, Vinny, that's a great point, because there are times where there are options too, like when Isogenics throws these events to recognize people, and they're optional. And I had the option to
to go to the Crystal rally. And I was like, well, I've already been to one and I don't want to take it away from somebody else. But I said, you know what? Isogenics has gone out of their way to set up this amazing event, to honor people, to recognize people. And if people don't show up, then that's disrespectful. So even though I do want to be with my team, there are team members who are at those events too. So I want to support them, and I want to, just show appreciation back to Isogenics for going out of their way and throwing these things. So anyway, thank you. Yes, Jeanette. Oh, great, Jeanette. Thanks for learning. You have a great smile too, by the way. I've been noticing. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. Have a great evening. And remember that we are all brilliant, special, and talented in our own unique way. And the world is waiting for our gifts. Have a great night.
Don't forget the Super Saturday in Vermont.
Yes, Super Saturday. Drink your water. Bye.
Thanks, Wendy.
Thank you. Nice job, Mary.
Thank you.